Hello! Today I wanted to show you how to create an assembly using the Lego brick we created last time. So assemblies are where you have multiple CAD parts attached together. It's used to simulate how a system might work. It lets you measure, analyze, and modify designs of interconnected parts. And it lets you see in the bill of materials a list of parts you need to assemble your design. So in order to create an assembly, the first thing you need to do is insert your piece. So I'm going to click down here on the Assembly tab, and it'll open and create an assembly of the parts right here in this document. And I want to insert my Lego brick. You'll notice that right now it's called Part 1. If I want to have something more descriptive than just Part 1, I have to go back to this tab and actually rename it something such as Lego brick. So when I go back to my assembly, you can see when I add it, it now says Lego brick, which is much more helpful. I'm going to add 2 Lego bricks. You can see I have 1 instance of a Lego brick, and as I click twice, now you can see I have 2 instances of a Lego brick, so I can stack them on top of each other. So the first thing I want to do is fix the bottom Lego brick into place so that I can move the top Lego brick in reference. So fixing a part will restrict all the degrees of freedom of the part, keeping it from moving. And that makes it a really great reference point for other things that are moving around it. So I'm going to right click on this Lego brick and fix it. You can see there's a little symbol that appears that says fixed. And as I click on this second brick, you should see that I am able to move it, and this first brick I am not. So, because you can see as I click on it, you can see it even gives me the symbol to show that it is fixed. This second one, as I click it, you can see that I can move it either straight up and down using this triad, or I can click and drag it with my mouse. So to attach these 2 bricks together, I want to use the mate buttons. In most scenarios, you only need 1 mate between any 2 parts. They'll define the position of the parts in the assembly and how they move in relation to each other. When we click and create a mate, we're going to use the mate connectors to show which pieces are going to be touching. These are all the types of mates. They all do different things. You can use the fasten mate to keep things from moving. You can use the revolute mate to allow a part to spin like a wheel. A slider mate allows the part to slide. This is the one we're actually going to use for our Lego to show the movement of the Lego brick straight up and straight down. All these other types of mates we'll get into coming up in the next few weeks. But we're going to use the slider mate. We're going to want to attach, you can see these 2 symbols right here. These are the mate connectors we were talking about that establish the local coordinate system and are used to create mates. We're going to want to click the center here and the center here of each of these bricks, the surfaces of which you want to stick together, which is why you want to click, for example, the bottom of this guy and the top of this guy, because you want them to stack. So when we click on this slider mate, we want to connect together those 2 surfaces, and then it'll show how they can slide. So I'm going to click first on this one right here, and you might have to like wiggle it around to get to that point. Here's the slider mate button, and I'm going to click. You can see there's multiple places I can click, but to get them to line up, I want to click the center, and as I move my mouse, see how you can do like the top, the middle, and bottom of this shape? I want to make sure I'm at the bottom surface, because I want that exact spot down there to meet up with this exact spot right here. And I don't want to click on top of the nub, because then it's going to be like hovering. I want to click right here on this surface. You can see that they have now attached. I can click the play button and watch how it slides up and down. To make sure that my brick can slide only up and not into the object. You don't want it to like slide down and like go through the other brick, because realistically that's not something it can do. You can set a limit. You can say that this is like the minimum distance that they can have apart, and that, like, let's say 20 is the maximum distance they have apart. So as you click play, you can watch it, see as it moves up and down 20. Now in real life, there's no maximum limit that it can move. But for the purposes of this simulation, you might want to put in a number. So that way it doesn't like escape and like go way up somewhere into your drawing. So I'm going to leave it here as 20. Here's the animation button, like I said, to make it animate. There you go. You have assembled your first set of parts. So I'm going to click check to finish this assembly. You are now able to click and drag and move the brick up and down to show how they might move. This is a very simple example of an assembly. We're going to move into more complex things as we progress, but congratulations on your very first one. See you guys soon.